Today's episode is brought to you by Eagle Energy. Guys, I absolutely love this product. Eagle Energy is a caffeine-based inhaler. Forget about coffee and your high caffeine intake. Eagle Energy is a safe alternative way to get your daily caffeine intake whenever and also wherever you like. It can fit in your pocket, your backpack, your shirt pocket, wherever you go. Eagle Energy is there to make sure you get your boost of the day whenever you want. I use it, my friends use it, my parents use it. All of the High Button fans use it. Now you have to be using it. Eagle Energy is the way to get your caffeine intake. It only takes 30 to 45 seconds to kick in, other than these sugary caffeine products that could take up to 30 to 45 minutes to kick in. That is a thing of the past. Head over to eagle.energy, check out their website, and order your Eagle Energy today. This episode is also brought to you by Herbal Active. Guys, I've been playing hockey and lacrosse my entire life. I've taken hits to the body, to the head, everywhere you can imagine. And unfortunately, at the humble age of 27, I'm starting to feel the effects of those hits now more than ever. That's why over at Herbal Active, they are giving us 20% off CBD products. Use the promo code HB20 to get 20% off your order to use CBD infused oil, creams. They also have dog treats for your pets. It is an amazing product. I swear by it. CBD oil is the way to go for me. I put a couple of drops on my tongue before I go to bed or after a heavy workout. I feel amazing. I feel refreshed. It gets rid of anxiety. I feel like a person that can take on the world. Remember, Herbal Active, 20% off. Use the promo code HB20 and get feeling back to your 100% self. All right, Scotty, we're going here. Thanks for joining the show, man. I appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
It was awesome meeting you in Boston the other day. I was telling the people here in the intro that I felt like I've known you for 10 years. You're easy to talk to, and there was tons of people trying to get your attention, and it was just it was good to run into you and get to know you a bit there.
Yeah, I think, most of us Canadians, we get along right away, and it's always nice to have familiar faces, and it was great meeting you guys as well.
That's like I knew like Red Bull Crashed Ice was around the world and people competed in it around the world, but as soon as you get there for real life and you get to see all the countries that are competing in it, it's absolutely incredible for the first time.
Yeah, I think it's almost overwhelming, especially for my friends and family who come to it for the first time. As you said, it's pretty crazy. There's about 26 countries involved, and yeah, it's really cool to meet everyone from around the world and get to compete against them. So, yeah, it's one of the big factors that bring us back every year to keep competing.
So I just mentioned like my first time there. Let's talk about your first time Red Bull Crashed Ice. Let's not even talk about the first time you competed. Like, let's talk about the first time you ever tried out just to get into it. Do you remember that day and what you were feeling?
Well, I've kind of got a unique experience with that. My older brother Kyle, he tried out in Quebec, or in Ottawa, sorry, when he was going to school there for firefighting. So he qualified, and my family and I went down to Quebec to watch.
Okay.
And I was too young at the time; I couldn't qualify. So I'm sitting there at the finish line, seeing him cross, and like, holy shit, this is exactly what I want to do. So the following year, I turned 18 and I qualified in Toronto. I was top 10 out of, I think, 500 or 600 skaters.
Unreal.
And that advanced me to Quebec City to actually get to skate the downhill track. So that was my situation.
What was your thought process first time going down a ramp that's just so steep? I didn't even get to look at it, but like from a top view, I was only on the ground, but it just looks so scary. So what was your emotion first time looking down at that drop?
Yeah, I think just walking up, you got to walk up to the stairs, and you eventually make your way to the top, and you're looking down at the track thinking, what the hell have I got myself into? Like, it looks so awesome, but you get up there and you're kind of shitting your pants, to be honest.
Yeah.
But then we dropped in, and I was pretty comfortable. I was almost like a natural at it, I would say. And ever since that first drop in, I've just got the adrenaline rush, and I just want to keep going and going. And it doesn't scare me anymore, but that first time was definitely interesting.
Have you ever been injured or anything like that?
Yeah, I've had a lot of injuries. This past summer, I just had a knee surgery. I had my bursa sac removed in my right knee. Luckily, it was only about 8 weeks recovery, nothing too serious. Just have a big 4-inch scar across my knee, and I made pretty much 100% recovery, which allowed me to race this year. So, knock on wood, I've been pretty lucky.
I've always wondered, like, I've never done it before, but there's strategy in each sport. In this sport, I'm not that familiar with, but I'm just picturing kind of like a marathon. Is it sprint the whole way, or is there a little bit of strategy, like, okay, I'm going to hold up around this corner and then give it last second, like a big jump here? Or like I said at the beginning, is it just balls to the wall, go, go, go?
There's a ton of strategy in this sport. It's a long weekend, so we get a couple practice runs to feel out the course, and then you have your 2 time trial runs. That you're going 110% in your time trial runs because you want to get a good qualifying time, which sets you up in the heats as good as possible for yourself. So once you have your qualifying time, you get into your heats, and I go 100% off every start. I want to get the whole shot, and I don't want to be bunched up with anyone. But then, I definitely slow up the last half of the course if I've got a good lead, or sometimes I even let the group catch me at the finish line. Just, I've done it for so many years. I know that they can't pass me once I'm there. So, there's a ton of strategy, and everyone's different. Some guys will go 100%, but then they won't have enough gas left in the final. So, everyone's different, and I've kind of got my strategy that seems to work, and
Unreal. So I know the sport has taken you like all around the world. Boston was my first opportunity to see the event live, but from your perspective, where was your favorite city to travel to with Red Bull Crashed Ice?
Yeah, I've been doing the sport for 10 years, so we've been everywhere. It's been, amazing. Boston was crazy, man. Like the best atmosphere I think we've ever had, being inside the iconic Fenway Park. It doesn't really get any bigger than that for us. But we've been to Sweden, we've been to Finland, we've been Switzerland, Netherlands, pretty much most countries. I was in Russia this year. It's crazy the places that this sport's taken us, and it's pretty cool to get to travel with my brother, and it's pretty special.
Have you been to Boston before this past weekend?
That was my first time being in Boston. I love that city. That's a sports city.
Man, how sick was it? Okay, I'll tell you a story. So there was a bar right across from your hotel. It was called the Baseball Bar, I think.
And Baseball Tavern or something like that.
Yeah. Anyway, so they had $3 beers like all weekend. So that was just our home base. Like anytime me and the guys were like, all right, well, let's just hang out here for a bit until the next race. So you know how we had those red vests on, right?
Yeah.
So the bouncers and owners were there all weekend, and by the time the weekend was over, we were just known as like the Canadian guy. So we walked in there, didn't even have to go by security, just knew us. They treated us like gold, and it was just like that everywhere. As soon as they said you were with the Red Bull Crashed Ice, people just loved you. It was such a sick city.
That's awesome. Yeah. And they love Canadians, which is even better.
Oh my God, they were loving Canadians. Absolutely. We were talking to a bouncer outside the bar, and he was just like, all the BU boys, most of them are Canadian. They're like, oh, they're great kids. And I don't know, they just had nothing but good things to say about us up here in Canada.
That's the way it should be.
Absolutely. So I want to talk to you about your brand, Team LTD. I got a couple questions to ask you about it, but I'll just ask with the easy question. How did it start? How did it come about? And I guess we'll just start with that.
Yeah, so Team LTD stands for Team Living the Dream. We're a clothing brand based out of Toronto. Basically, the way it started was 7 years ago. I was racing in the Red Bull Crashed Ice Series, living in the Netherlands, actually. I spent 6 months living there, training and competing. They hosted races there. And a good friend of mine from home, he's got a big business background and was playing professional hockey in the elite league over there. So we were spending lots of time together partying during the off time when he wasn't playing games and when I wasn't racing. And, on our down days, we would come up with different concepts and ideas, and we kind of both had the vision to start a clothing brand. And we were both, quote unquote, living our dream, being in Europe, ripping it up with all our friends and having a good time. So we launched this clothing brand and had our launch party over there in the Netherlands. And then once we came back to Canada, we had another launch party here, and it's just been increasing ever since. So it's been going really well. That's
unreal, man. I love hearing stuff like that. But on the other end, like, so many people try to start a clothing brand, t-shirt brand, just a lifestyle brand. It seems like it's more popular now than ever. Some people fail, some people succeed at it. What do you think was the secret, I guess, to the success at Team LTD?
Yeah, that's a good question. I think the thing that differentiates us from other lifestyle brands is we're not one market. We're not just marketing towards hockey players, or we're not just a wakeboard brand. We branch off into whatever it is you're doing to live the dream, whether it's a weekend warrior just having fun with friends, or if you are a professional athlete, or if you're a business owner, kind of anyone can wear our gear and represent themselves, and it's a positive thing. We're creating a positive vibe, and when people see each other on the street wearing Team LTD, it's a high five, or it's a lifestyle brand that really allows you to be who you are. So I think that's what's been successful for us.
That's sick. I saw that Tom Wilson posted a picture of Team LTD gear that you guys sent to him. How was that relationship formed between you two?
Yeah, that's a personal relationship between me and him. We just have mutual friends through our Muskoka network. Muskoka is our cottage country here in Ontario, and
I've heard a little bit about it. Yeah,
it's a wicked spot, and we've had a bunch of weekends together just ripping it up during his off season, and he's a super good guy. I mean, obviously there's a lot of hate towards him for obvious reasons, but off the ice, he's one of the best guys I've ever met, and just super cool to have him as a friend. And it's wicked that he won the Stanley Cup last year.
Did you go to his Stanley Cup party by any chance?
I unfortunately was out of town. We had a Team LTD event, so I missed it, but it looked like a wicked time.
So do all the boys have cottages out on Muskoka there, like a lot of NHL guys?
Yeah, a ton of them have cottages up there, or just their friends have a place there, and then they go and visit their buddies. So it's kind of a small world up there, and there's only one main bar, the Key to Bala, and that holds about 1,300 people. So everyone ends up there on Friday and Saturday nights, and you kind of just get to meet everyone and have a good time. So it's a pretty cool place.
That's pretty cool. So outside of all this, outside of Team LTD, outside of Red Bull Crash Dice, what do you like to do? Like, do you like to fish? Or you like to ski at all? I know your life is busy, but on your downtime, what do you do? Just like Netflix? You got to give me something.
I'm a big water sports guy. Okay. I enjoy the wake surfing and some of the more extreme stuff like barefoot skiing. I've been doing that a lot with my brother and my family, and did it semi-professionally around the world. So that's one of the big ones for me, and it's a ton of fun.
Unreal. Also, why'd you cut your hair too? We noticed you had sick flow and then you cut it off. We had to ask you that. What was the reason behind that?
I don't know if there was a reason. I think it was just time for a change, but I might have to bring that back. It was a good look.
We were going through your social media. We're like, why do you had sick flow? And then he cut it off, so we had to chuck that in there. But it's understandable. No worries.
Maybe for 2020 season, I'll bring it back just for the Crash Dice.
Yeah, bring it. We'll bring it back for the high button. We want it back. Yeah. So where's the next event? It's in Minnesota?
Yeah, we've got a Ryder Cup this weekend. I fly out tomorrow. That's a 500-point event, and then we've got one more in Quebec to end the season.
Wow. You're so busy. Like, you're just on the go. What did you just say you were doing? You're like, I had to work a shipment, what?
Yeah, I'm just at our office here in Toronto. one of our shipping girls called in sick, so I just stepped into the plate and did some shipping for the online orders.
Do you ever have to do work when you're on the road? Like, you obviously own the company, so there must be like things that you have to handle while you're away.
Yeah, of course. I mean, there's a laptop shift every day, but I'm lucky enough to have a wicked partner and partners and guys at the office who take care of everything. But of course, yeah, I'm always online, and that's just the way it goes.
Are most of the people that you work with your friends?
Yeah, definitely. They're all our friends, and not all of them were friends to start with, but obviously now working together every day and helping build this brand, we come very close, and we all hang out together on the weekends and definitely enjoy our off time.
That's pretty cool. I also wanted to talk to you a little bit about your brother. Most sibling relationships, I'm assuming, aren't as tight as you and your brother. You guys get to do what you love. You get to travel the world and do it together. Do you ever take a step back and realize how lucky you are that you get to do that with your brother?
Yeah, for sure. He's kind of paved the way my whole life, and he won the world championship in 2013, and I've looked up to him ever since, and now I'm lucky enough to have one on him, so he's doing pretty good in the points this year, so I'm rooting for him. I hope he gets his second world championship title, and we can tie it up, and then maybe we can retire once one of us gets a third, or who knows. But
retire? Yeah, no, don't retire. Keep it going.
Yeah, might as well.
What's the what is the average age there for the crashed ice?
The average age is around 30.
I was gonna say, okay.
Yeah, about 30ish, but most of us have been doing it for 5 to 10 years. So everyone's kind of at the end of their careers. And we're still holding up the rankings and top of the rankings, so we'll keep doing it. We'll keep representing Canada and keep us at the top.
Yeah, absolutely. There's another guy, he's from New Brunswick, Sam Nadeau. He's from New Brunswick, and we were talking to him there, and it was his first time at a big event. He said he was having a great time with it.
He did a wicked job. I know exactly who you're talking about. He's a great kid, and what a uniform on him, eh?
The yellow, he stood out.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he's representing you guys well on the East Coast for sure.
Yeah, he was. As soon as we saw, how we saw him, did you actually get to go tour Fenway, like up where the media booth was?
Yeah, I got my hands on a media pass, so I treated myself on the Friday night during the freestyle competition. I wanted to go check out everything, so I got up there in the Ice Club Lounge and treated myself to some nice food and drinks and enjoyed myself.
Well, that's where we were. We were all the way up there, and we saw his yellow jersey. We're like, no, that's not Sam down there. And then he just turned around, and then we saw the actual flag of New Brunswick, and then we just scurried on down there. But, okay, so when we were up in the media booth up there were companies like ESPN, CBC, CNN, just like the big corporations. And then it was just us, little old high button. It was it was one of the most craziest experiences for us getting into that thing.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, good job on you guys for getting in there. I was able to get a few of my friends and, Team LTD influencers in there as well, so you probably came across those guys too.
Well, you guys had the big truck going around Fenway. As soon we were walking by your hotel, and then we saw your guys' truck pull up front, and then we just saw a bunch of Team LTD guys. I think actually one of them came into the bar. He was there with his parents. We might have talked to him. I forget. It was a bit of a blur.
Yeah, the whole weekend was kind of a blur. It was super exciting.
Are you guys, is it snowing up in Toronto right now? It's a big snow day.
Yeah, it was a snow day yesterday. We got about, 10 inches of snow roughly. So the roads are a mess, but we still went to work.
Are you guys going to be able to fly out tomorrow?
Yeah, it's kind of slowed down now, so we should be fine. No canceled flights today either, so we'll be safe.
There you go. So how long are you going to be in Minnesota for? Is it for the whole week?
Oh, we've got a quick trip, just flying in Thursday, heading to the event. We do our time trials Friday, and the race is Saturday, back home Sunday. So in and out.
Right on, man. Well, listen, Scotty, I got all my questions in. I appreciate you coming on the podcast here.
Yeah, thanks a ton for having me. Give me a shout anytime. I'd love to come back on the show.
We're probably going to be at one of these Red Bull events soon coming up, if not this year, next year. I don't know when, but if I'm ever in Toronto too, I'll give you a shout.
Yeah, please do. I'd love to show you around here.
Love it. All right. Thanks again, Scotty.